Alrighty, let's make sure I got some working audio here. Alright, good. Appears to be working. Load up that one viewer and then shut it off, so just to screw up the algorithm. Now we can get into it. I was gonna just pull these cables through here, and do that off camera, but I don't know how far I'm gonna get tonight because I'm kind of tired, but I am gonna put in an effort. So I want to go ahead and what's up, DL? So I was just saying I wanted to go ahead and pull the wiring through, at least through his arms and stuff, before I put that on here. Because I want to do this while it was easy to get to. So I went ahead and pulled my guide wire through. So I'm going to pull some placeholder. I'm going to pull my wiring through, and then go ahead and pull it through the armhole here. Hopefully, I may have to go in there and hollow it out a little bit more. Yeah, pulling it through there is going to be ouch. But we're going to see what we can do. So anyway, yeah. So I'm going to finish pulling these guide wires through here. Go ahead and get these parts attached, and then pull the guide through the leg here. I suppose it doesn't really matter which direction I go with it. Might be a shorter path to go up his bendy leg. It's gonna be a stretch for this. Might have to figure out something else. This is always the not fun part. Because I don't hollow these things out. Sometimes I do if there's a lot of posts and stuff in the way, or a lot of supports in the way. I'll try to knock them and get them out of there. But I think I can get by with it. All right. Anyway, we're gonna figure this out. Right now, let's pull some wiring through. Yeah, I was gonna. Excuse me. I was not gonna stream tonight because, as you can tell, I'm kind of tired. The storms and stuff coming through here Saturday night really kind of messed up my sleep. So the last few nights have been weird. But I've decided I'm gonna try to throw at least a couple hours at this. But if it ends up me just fishing around and getting aggravated with it, I may cut the stream short. Just FYI. Oh, you can barely hear me? Oh, my mic was pointed away. I think that was the problem. I'll turn up the gain on here too, just a little bit. There you go. How's that? Is that better? It seems like I'm probably a little too loud now. There we go. And I got a little bit of a heavier rasp in my voice today. Like I said, I haven't been sleeping. So that might be what you're hearing. All right, that's enough to get started. Dead silent perk. That's funny. Gotta love nerd humor. All right, now how do I attach that to that? Tape is often too chunky. Oh, these are braided wires. Let me strip them. I mean, these are non-braided wires. They're solid core wires. So let me strip it off here. See if that makes it a little easier to twist. Did I make it out of that? Oh yeah, no damage. It was everything was good here. We we had time to prepare, so we got everything, batten. We had everything tied down and ready to go. So there was no damage or anything like that. Trash can blew down the street. That was about it. But it was a long night. I think that was the worst part of it, was that it was just waiting to see if everything was going to be okay before you can really lay down. Not like you can do anything about it anyway, but I guess if you're awake, it's whatever, our lizard brain kicking in. So because of that, I haven't really been sleeping well since. Oh, I lost the yellow. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Nobody. Little sheathing got caught. That's not too bad. This stuff is the solid core wire isn't as flexible as the braided wire. It's not quite, because I mean you can see it's kind of stiff. It does make it easier to guide it through stuff, but it doesn't flex. So I don't know how well this is going to work for the lightsaber. Guess we're going to find out. I'm definitely gonna have to be soldering everything so I can make as small as connections as possible. My little connector clips are not gonna work. They might work in the base, which actually that might be a good idea. I'll do connector clips in the base, but up here in the hand and the lightsaber, that's gonna have to be soldered, because it's the only way it's gonna be small enough to fit down in there. So now that has me wondering, is it going to be easier to go ahead and I definitely have to pull it through the arm first, so let's just go ahead and do that. Quit overthinking it. Yeah, that was a crazy ass storm. Sucks to hear so many people died. But it was pretty. I mean, storms over the last few years have definitely getting worse. Climate change is fucking real. I don't care what anybody says. It's crazy. Storms have been getting just progressively worse and worse and worse. see, so like in this case, I think I do have some little, yeah, I do have some supports in the way. Drop it through. No, I have to go this way. I'll have to clear out some of this material. I hope I don't. I'm gonna use my grinding pen. I'm gonna head over to the enclosure. Hold on for a second. Turn on the light over here. Swap this pin out. Ooh, a lot of dust in there. All right. I feel like I'm pulling second shift. Just like kind of in it, but kind of not right now. You know, waiting for that second wind. A long day. And the Doctor Doom capes that I'm trying to print, they failed a second time. First time it was because of the supports. I tried a pre-supported file. That one I kind of half expected to fail, so I wasn't shocked by that. But then I did supports on my own, and usually I do pretty well enough supports. But apparently this time I did not. And it was the way I have it oriented. I have it oriented like they had the pre-supports oriented. But there's a lot of suction, so I gotta add more. I just gotta add more supports. Luckily, the cape itself there's no texture to it. It's just solid flat resin. So it'll be easy to hide all the support marks. I can really sand all that down really hard. So that'll be good. And then I'll probably give it a full cover coat of resin to just really, really smooth it out. Capes are one of those things that like I'm really hard on myself when it comes to capes because I hate having seams in capes. So. And this Doctor Doom cape is no joke. It's like 8 pieces, like 8 separate pieces, and there's just no other way to print it. Like it's just crazy. That should give me the reach I need. I gotta get in it. Yeah, I want to squeeze out some of those supports in there. Ooh. Alrighty. Get everything good dusting later. I see what's happening. My microphone keeps flopping in the other direction. There we go. Do it. Maybe not. Still keeps wanting to flip. Okay, let's spin around. Work with me and not against me. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's better. Okay. So now I'm just going to go in here and see if I can pull out some of these little support pieces here. Turn my super bright off. Yeah, especially like I said, when they're textured capes or they have like a pattern in them, those are the worst. Not the worst. They're the best. They're just the hardest to work with. Especially if you can't like figure out a way to hide it or make it just like super minimal. And one of the reasons why that cape is going to be a difficult print job is because I'm trying to orient it with the sides that connect. I'm trying to orient it with the seams up so that they fit more flush together. So that's one of the reasons why it's there was a high probability of failure. So I'm gonna start it again tomorrow after I add a few more supports. Try it again. It was just too much pull. All right, I think I see sunlight. I see daylight in there now. You know what I should have did? I don't even know my grinding pin will reach down in there. Oh well, let's try to pull it through anyway. Where are you going? There's nothing else in there. Should be a pretty straight shot. Oh, there you are. Oh, and they said it couldn't be done. Well, I'll show you once when I get to these, because like this cloak it's got a little bit of texture down here, but up towards the top, it's a little bit less of a pronounced texture. So where it connects to the body here, I'm gonna try to do a very, very minimal weld this time. Sometimes I slop it on, but this time I'm gonna try to just do a very minimum gap fill. And what that's gonna mean is that what I'm gonna do is take the what's it so called, the plastic wood, and I'm gonna dilute it down. I'm gonna shove that into the seam all the way around, and then wipe it with a paper towel until it's clean around the outside, because you really just want it to fill the gap on the inside. Once that dries, then you put on some resin with a very, very small applicator, like a toothpick, and you just run a bead of resin in there, as small as you can, and then give it a very light sanding. Just kind of scuff it all into place, and then that should be a pretty effective way to do the cape here. Now in the Doctor Doom, that's going to be a different story. I'm excited though. I printed out I got the head and the upper body, the armor pieces printed, and all the little filigree and stuff that's in his armor. It looks really, really rad. So I'm looking forward to. I wasn't too like into doing Doctor Doom. He's not one of my favorite villains, but I think I'm gonna like the statue. His head's really big too, which is interesting. I wasn't expecting that compared to the rest of his body, it seems. But yeah, anyway, I still got to finish printing all that stuff out, so I have to do some more work on the capes. I'm printing them out as solid too, so they're coming. So they're not hollow, so they're pretty chunky pieces of resin there. I should get it through. Really, just at the last mile is where it needs help. All right. Can't believe that actually worked. I'm gonna put a little extra lead on here just because I feel like I'm gonna need some reach, and I feel like this is gonna move pretty freely. Let's see. Should be plenty of lead right there. Hood's gonna be over that. I'm not gonna try to hide the seam because it's a natural division, plus the hood draping over it should be fine. Let's go get some glue on that mother effer. Oh god, my back. I'm getting too old, DL. I'm getting too old, man. Can't even get up and down anymore. What the hell? What is going on? All right. Don't need to go too hard with it, but at the same time. He's going to be supporting a lightsaber, so. All right, yeah. I have back issues from being lazy. I'm not even gonna lie. You got me beat, bro. Sure. Oh man, that sucks. His little torso got cracked right there, so I have to repair that too. I just noticed that. On the Doctor Doom base, one of the rocks had a big misprint, like a big hole, and I was gonna scrap it and just reprint it, but I think I'll use it as a little teaching segment in the Doctor Doom video, how to like repair a big space, like a big hole. So I'm gonna keep it as a learning item for the next one. After I burn through all my cape misprints. I still got so many cape parts to print. He's also got this band running right through here on the model. I don't particularly like that. I think after I print Doctor Doom, it's going to be time to lubricate, do the machine maintenance, because this little band should not have happened. But that could have just been a support. It looks like it was a support thing because I'm not seeing it like a consistency, like a consistent issue. So I'm thinking it may have just been that spot was not really supported well enough and it got a little wobbly right there. So, question is do I want to sand it down and make it worse, or just let it ride? I think I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm gonna do his some of these layers as matte finishes anyway. So with a matte finish and super dark, you're not gonna see that. Those little edges aren't gonna catch light as much as they do right now. Right now it's kind of satiny. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. All right, that's nice and stuck together now. Yes, I think so. Is it? Yep, good enough. Good enough. Now I need to fish some wire through. That's not long enough. That's not long enough. Do I have a longer fish? I think I do. Oh, wait. Longer, but not long enough. Alright, I'll have to feed the... Oh, wait. Oh, that's shorter. Oh, that's two pieces. I thought it was one long one. Oh. That one is just barely long enough. That's no help. And this wire is stiff enough. It's stiffer than this. That's just gonna bunch up. I'm pretty sure though I didn't leave too many supports in there. I am gonna, before I do any of this though, I'm gonna go core that out a little bit. Back to the box. I could tell I'm getting drowsy because I'm talking a lot more. When I start talking a lot more, it's because I'm trying to keep myself like going. But if I go to bed
super early, then I won't sleep all night, and that'll just make it worse. We'll just continue to prolong the problem. So I'm gonna try to fight my way through it for a few more hours and get a full night's sleep. Not like I ever really slept that much. I don't think I ever slept that well to begin with, anyway. I'm so jealous of my wife. She's like 2 minutes after hitting the pillow, she's out. Like literally like a switch. It's fascinating. Some people can just do that, I guess. It's about as big as that needs to be. Or maybe not. Let's take out a little bit more. Easy on us. There we go. It ain't pretty. It's a hole. Let's see. Do I want to go in? Yeah, this way is probably the straightest shot. Once I clear all the material out of the way, I just gotta hook around this. So let's open this up. Oops. I haven't done a lightsaber in so long. I gotta determine that'll reach yet. Alright. Here goes nothing. Something. Oh, I switched camera. Oh wait, before I do that, let's clear some of this stuff out. The way. You know what? Instead of using needle nose, or instead of using tweezers, I should be using needle nose pliers. Because that is what pliers are for. They're for plying.
Come here, you sucker. Oh, now you're gonna play hard to get, huh? Oh, my little nose can't quite reach him. Ah, oh, right there. Nope. Ah, there we go. The hardest part is just getting all the pieces oriented in the right way. It's easier said than done when there's all these little branches. Alright, now I'm just tearing it, I'm just picking it apart piece by piece, but there's also an acceptable extraction method. Come out through that hole, buddy. On the plus side, I can see all the way down to the bottom. So, should be a straight shot with my my line. Gotta get, oh, that one's so attached. Big one. I got a big nibble. Bad. That was a nice one. Nice chunk. Get that on my next shop cleaning. There's one support way down in the bottom. And it's loose. I can see it knocking around. Just can't get to it. Alright, well, I think I just got to live with the rattle. Alright, can't tell if I'm doing any good or not. Let's just give it a go. Alright, this may prove to be impossible. In which case, we'll have to come up with another approach. Can't make it curve. I can't make this little jaunt right here without it then getting bunched up. Yep, that's no bueno. I think I still have supports in the way. I mean, besides just the rattling obvious here, I think I got more way down in there that I can't see. Which, well, I can take out the rest of this key, I guess. Could do that. Not gonna mess around. If I gotta cut out his whole foot, I'll do that too. Not gonna see any of that anyway. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll just make a trench all the way across. At least then I won't have to worry about that little dog leg.
if that was the chunk right there that I couldn't get around. All right, so I just cut a little trench out in his foot here, if you can see that. Just to, I don't have to worry about trying to make that turn with the wire, or with the guide wire. Oh, I got some static electricity in this box too. Well, I guess it would help if I turned the exhaust on. I forgot to do that. All right, there we go. Those chunks are too heavy to be picked up by the exhaust anyway, I think. Where's my shooter? Oh, this is going to be a mess. Let's do it inside the box. Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. Whew, I'm going to have to de-dust my dust box. Well, there's his saber is kind of hanging far away, and plus with like the lava and stuff on his base, I wasn't really planning on doing a whole lot of OSL except for maybe some of the lava glow, like up on his legs and stuff. I'll have to see how it's positioned. It's not completely out of the question. I just have to check it out. Excuse me. Clean some of this dust off of my air gun here. This air gun is awesome. I love this thing. It's nice and cleaned out. Yeah, that thing's a little jet. Freaking love it. If it ever goes bad, I'm gonna take it apart. Yeah, see, now I can clearly see all these pieces right here that weren't in the way. I can break it off and send it up. That would be ideal. Something's speaking. Let's see if I can get it to come out this way. Wasn't planning on it, but
push those all the way in, I should be able to get down to where I'm at. Oh wait, this thing needs to come off. Oh, it's always something. I'll be right back. Teeny tiny screwdriver. Or teeny tiny screw. I'll use that. Alright. Because if that doesn't work, I could go with some chopsticks. Just need to get down in there so I can break it up. Break it loose, then it'll fall out just like that. Oh, if you're muted. I mean, watching me do this cape and do the Doctor Doom cape are going to be pretty similar. So, the Doom cape's just going to be way more complicated, just because it's just got a lot funkier shape. So this Anakin cape, let's leave that right there. This Anakin cape is a like ideal example because you can see it very clearly, like around the perimeter. The Doom cape, same technique. It's just following the shape of the cape, and it is complicated. So yeah, it should be fun. Should be a good time all around. All right, I can't. I need to get in. Oh, I can use one of my little meat hooks here. That is genius. Not this long guy right here. Oh, making a mess. All I gotta do is hook one of these little nasty bastards and pull it. Oh, did it. And pull it free. Just like that. I got enough. That's promising. You got it. What Doom model? It's the Wicked Doom model. It's from a long time ago. Not the new one where he's on the horse. This one's from way back, where he's just standing up on top of his rock, pointing his finger. But the way the cape is like billowing, it's yeah, it's gonna be interesting. First of all, I gotta figure out how I can get it printed, or figure out how to print the damn thing. Oh, there's still one more piece that is blocking my path. Right in front. Alright, I can get it now. Where's my meat hook again? Evil monkey from Family Guy. I remember that fucking monkey. Alright. This is a great idea. I should have thought of this a long time ago. These little wire hooks that I made to hang stuff with. Perfect. Oh, I keep bumping my stuff, but that is perfect for this little job here. There's still one chunk right in the way. Alright, gotta go down there one more time. It's not gonna reach. Not with any leverage anyway. Nope. I'll lose my... Oh wait, maybe I got it. Sounded crispy. Know what I'm doing. Alright, let's... pieces. Yeah, I suppose I could try that, but like I said, that Dr. Doom cape is... it's crazy long. So I think what I may do is go in and actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe instead of trying to print the individual pieces, maybe I take the full cape, manually split it into chunks of my own cutting, then I can control where I put the divides a little bit better. I'll look into it the next couple days. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice. I mean, that's really all it is. You got to keep doing them. All right, I think I'm through. All right, I see daylight now. I'll do my best. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do the prints with the author, the way the author cut the file. I don't know if I want to do it that way, or like I said, go cut it myself. Like take the whole piece, maybe just cut it into 2, maybe 3 pieces. The print job will be a little tougher, but I can orient the seams. Well, orienting the seams is going to be the tough part because of all the folds and ripples and stuff. All right, here we go. Ooh, making such a mess. To give my station a bath before I start getting to painting. Oh man, look at that. I didn't even have to try. That's cool. Alright, so I'm going to go there to there, and then I'll pull one more set through the base. The battery compartment. Right. A little bit extra reach to help with the soldering. All of these, like I said, I'm going to put clamps on the ends of these. Pile of garbage over here. be a pretty easy run. It's pretty straight. Twist it. It's not, it's got snagged on something. It's a pretty straight shot. Let's just see if we can push this through. Got the guide. It does need to come through in one shot though. Together. You're printing Superman. That's funny. I'm not hitting anything. I'm hitting the top. I'm hitting this little wrinkle right here in the geometry. I need to curve it down just a smidge. There we go. Cool. That's all she wrote for that. Now I just have to make it so that I can't pull it through on accident. Oh, I just wrapped it around this foot peg right here. I have to physically yank it. That one's good. All right, that one's set. This one is set. Get it out of the way for now. Alright, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Should I go ahead and attach this? Might as well, since we're right here doing it. Although, no, because I want to, well, if I do this, I won't be able to seal. Now I'm gonna put his arm on after I get the cape on, or his coat tail. service station and cleaning. Later, I have a pile of garbage over here. Alright, let's get a little bit of... Actually, I wonder if I should spot weld it a little bit with some resin. I don't know if I'm going to have enough surface contact with this glue. Let me go do that. I need resin dropper, goggles, and a torch. All right, so now, yeah, I'm just gonna spot weld it with the resin there. So goggles on, a little bit of glue. The glue may fill in enough of this gap that I don't need to worry about it with the plastic wood. Let's see. Mainly whenever I'm doing this kind of stuff, I want to make sure any defining edges like the front here, make sure that those are as straight as possible, or as close to as straight as possible. You have less to sand down, less to correct. Like I can tell there's a couple spots in this back where the alignment isn't quite where it should be. But that's easy enough. And down, and it's in its back. So just holding this and letting it dry for a few seconds. Stand it up, actually. Let gravity do the holding. Good job, gravity. Look at you go. So now here along the inside, where you're not going to see anything, I can be a little bit messy with my resin. Big gap right there. That was a little too messy. with resin patches, you kind of have to build them up. Like, you're gonna have to add a layer, cure it, add a little bit more, cure it a little bit more, especially for like big chunks missing. Now this I'm not going to be worried about because, you know, when his legs are in the way, you're not going to see any of this. So this is more just for making sure the cape has adhered to the top part here. Glue did a pretty good job though. So I'm going to fill in some of this deeper hole. So this is like in this particular instance, I'm just going to keep adding to this little puddle, adding to this little pool right here until it fills in. Yep, that's it exactly. You pull it in the spots that you need. The trick is to just keep, is like you need to try to keep it contained. So like in this particular case, I've got some damage right here. And there's actually like physical holes where the resin can go in. Plus I'm kind of slopping this in here right now because you're not going to see any of this. Like this is going to be behind the legs and stuff. So I'm not too worried about it right now. When I do the outside, I'm going to be much more careful. I'm going to use a toothpick instead of the dropper because even this precision dropper isn't precise enough. So I'm going to use a toothpick to just put a bead right inside the seam. What grit do I use? It depends. I start with a 400 because it's gonna really, you know, grind it down pretty quickly. I'll do a 6 and then I'll do an 8 usually. Any more than that, unless it's like a metal, like it's like supposed to be a metal piece, and make it really super shiny, I'll do 1,000 or 1,200. I'll work my way up to a 1,200. But for the most part, a 4 and a 6 is usually enough. An 8 for really detailed spots, like on a face or something. Yeah, your X-Acto knife is going to make a lot of unseen divots and stuff. Oh my resin is leaking out through here in the back. I just felt it come through. Okay, though. It's all gonna get sanded. Yeah, that just happened. Make sure that's all sealed up. Yeah, see, so the first thing you got to look at, you've been doing 120. That's crazy. 120 is like 220. That's like fucking roofing shingle. You're just straight up rubbing gravel on your things. Yeah, you're scratching the crap out of it. 400 is a plenty good start. 400 is even too much sometimes. 6 to 8 is going to be 600 to 800 is, like I said, that's enough for me unless it's, you know, something super, super detailed and needs to be super smooth, then I'll work my way up. But all right, yeah, see, so like what I got happening right now is the there's a gap, and it's wide enough that if I put resin in it, it's just going to fall right through, and it's all the way through, so I can't, it'll leak through on one side and then to the other. So what I got to do first is I'm going to take some that's still coming out of there. So what I'm going to do next is take some of the wood filler. No, that's good. Take some of the wood filler. Ooh, straight at it. And like basically wet it down, kind of mash it into the seam, and then go back in with some water and clean it out, clean off the surface, and that's going to fill the gap, and then the resin will sit on top of that, and it won't fall all the way through. So let's get some plastic wood. Excuse me. And this, I will use either a Q-tip wipe, or a paper towel as well. Just go ahead and get that standing by, or a wet paper towel. Trick is it's got to be wet. So this plastic wood, I don't know if you use this stuff or not. This stuff is great because it doesn't shrink, and that's what causes a lot of like filler to not fill the hole, is like as it dries it shrinks. This does not, and it dries super hard. It's a little powdery, so it seems like it's like not going to do the job, but for what we need it to do here, it's perfect. I'm going to take the hoodie off. It's getting hot in here now. Tell you what, I'm ready for this weather to settle. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. Okay, so you see I got a very tiny amount. I'm going to add a couple drops of water to it and just make a almost like a liquidy kind of paste. Just going to kind of dribble that into the gap. It's a little too liquidy actually. Wanted a little more of a paste. There you go, that's perfect. That's just like, like pancake batter almost. Have a little bit of, it's got a little bit of grip. And so yeah, so now I'm just going to go in here and just kind of, seems like just kind of roughly, I'm roughly just kind of slapping it on here. But I'm going to go back in, just trying to hit the seam. Like, oh no, I'm slopping it all over the place. Hold on for a second. I'm just kind of I'm wanting to pack it down into the gap like that. And then some water and a paper towel, just lift it right back off. And you see how that's gonna basically like leave it in the gap and nowhere else. See? You just go back in. While it's in its liquid state, it's easy to remove. And then you're not losing a bunch of detail. It's only in the crack here. You don't want to overwork it either at this stage, so you kind of be careful. And you're not going. This isn't perfect. Like you're not trying to achieve the perfect seal at this level. You're just trying to fill the air between the pieces, and then that way, whenever you put your resin in, your resin doesn't fall all the way through. That's all you're doing. It's a bit of a two-step correction process here. What's up, Raging Mando? I'm finally doing a Star Wars. I haven't built a lightsaber in a minute. Yeah, it sounds like a deal. If you're using like Bondo and shit, like that's pretty crazy. Like you're not welding car parts together. I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean, like I said, what I'm doing now, just going in, filling in these gaps. Once it's dry, I mean, it's pretty solid. So you just kind of pack it into the seam, all nasty and ugly looking, like that. And you take your paper towel, a little bit of water, and you just kind of wipe it off. And the part that you need, oh, that was a big chunk. The part that you need stays in the seam, and the rest comes right off. Got to have clean paper towel every time and organize your workspace better than me. There we go. And again, you're not trying to overcorrect right now. This is not the final stage. You do just be mindful of where you leave it to dry, because where you leave it to dry, it's going to leave some texture, or it's going to leave something that you can see. But yeah, that's basically it. So it's just going in and, like I said, filling in these gaps. His arm is right there, so I'm not going to worry about that little hole. But this is, at least from what I've found, this is the most efficient method for filling hairline seams, especially in capes. The first time I did this, I just really wasn't paying attention, and I left these big chunks to dry, and it looked terrible. I sanded it down, but I had to sand it down way too much. So with this, once I go back in and flood it with resin, maybe get in there too far. Or see, I don't want to do that. Did not want to do that. What is with you guys in Bondo? That's crazy. Now I think for like cosplay parts, Bondo makes sense. You need that to be a little more robust. But these little pieces of plastic, they're just going to sit on your shelf. You know, they're not uh, going to be under the same stress as, you know, something that needs Bondo. But I mean, hey, you do you. If it works, go for it. Who am I to stop you? But that seems crazy to me. This method is so much easier. All right. Oh yeah, I gotta get this little area here in the front. Main thing is like I don't want to have to go in and sand down a whole bunch because I don't want to lose too much texture. And also, if you're only sanding in one spot or one seam all the way around, then it just doesn't look natural. Like, yeah, it gives you a little bit of a weird spot, like a weird band. So sometimes I'll go in and I'll sand down some of the higher spots too, so they look textureless, just to help blend in this part a little bit more. Main thing is you don't want any artificial buildup like in those channels right there. That'll totally destroy the flow of the whole thing. All right, that's pretty good. I don't think I need to worry about that bit. Pretty sure his legs are going to be covering up most of that inside seam. Yeah. All right, cool. Another thing I like about this plastic wood is that it dries really fast. Like it, in just a few minutes, this will be ready to go. It's already mostly dry. Like I said, this is just space filler so that the resin doesn't fall through. Got to scuff all that up a little bit. It'll be fine. All right, cool. Well, while that is, we'll let that continue to dry for a second. I am using a filament. Show you. These are my, I think these are my white filaments. So I printed the resin, or I printed the lightsaber in transparent and clear. I'm going to ink it blue, but then this LED filament. I just got to add a little wire to the end, like solder a little wire to the end. We'll run it down the outside, and then shove this whole thing up into the lightsaber. So I haven't done one of these in a while, so I might struggle with it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've got several colors of these too. This is the white one, I think. I'll have to check it, but yeah. So I've got several. I've got these. I've got blue one, or I've got white ones. I've got red ones, and I've got green ones. I figure the white can work for the blue, so that's what these are, the white core. Is that all I have, right? Yeah, white, red, and green. Yeah, white, red, and green. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for those. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Next up, I gotta get a battery pack in this bad boy. Not those. All right, do I do a little AAA battery pack? Yeah, that feels like it's plenty. Oh, this has already got plugs. This was a good tester pack. All right. Let's check the brightness. I can just, I bet, oh yeah, look at that. Let's see if it'll hold. Oh, no, not quite. Oh no, those are blue. Sorry, my bad. But anyway, that's gonna be the lightsaber. It's pretty bright, actually. Check that out. Oh. So, oops. Yeah, that's nice, and that's nice bright saber there. Should be perfect. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now I gotta get this little guy installed in here. And then I think that might be the show for tonight, because Schwartz has been you've been holding on to that one for a minute, haven't you? All right. So, since I'm putting his power in this foot, I need to grind through there and probably do the battery pack something like this. That's just a straight shot up. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. I'll just do it like that. Kind of up and back a little bit. I should do a dark helmet. That'd be awesome. I have been watching Daredevil. I think it's a little bit of a cheat in my year of villains, but I think I want to do the Kingpin Daredevil diorama from Wicked, because I love that statue. It's him attacking Kingpin, and he's like falling backwards through a stained glass window, and that statue is fucking kick ass. And I think I want to do that quarter scale I think I want to make it. I think I want to make it a thing. So, I do want to do that statue. I just need to take measurements to make sure I got room for it. All right, what did I say? Oh yeah, right here. All right, so it's coming up there. We're gonna do battery pack. All right, here. I like to put the battery packs for like this particular thing. I just leave the battery pack kind of loose, so it's easy to take out whenever I want to change when I need to change the batteries or anything. Very rarely do I actually have to take it. Very rarely have I had to change batteries because I really don't turn my statues on except for after I first build them or if I'm just showing them off. I want to leave enough solid. Yep. Is the new episode of Daredevil out tonight? What is it? Is it on Tuesday? Tonight's Tuesday, right? Is it Tuesday night that they release it? I thought it was Wednesday. Because if it's tonight, I think I'm gonna have to go watch that after I get off of here. After I finish up second shift. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, after the last episode, they introduced the Punisher into the mix. Yeah, the last episode was pretty short, so I'm glad they're gonna add to it. But I think they just had to cut that off for the plot line. Yep, I'm interested to see what the Punisher brings. His name Bernthal or whatever his fucking name is. He's a really good Punisher. You can just see the dust collection box sucking all this stuff in. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, totally agree. They are the perfect cast for those roles for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I will definitely be logging off of here then in a few minutes, and we'll go check that out. And then tomorrow night we can talk about it. Actually, while this stuff is still viable, let's plug up some of these holes. These I don't care too much about. They don't have to be pretty. This rock texture hides most of it anyway. That's a little unnecessary. This is gonna look bad for a while. That's okay. Gotta build up a little pile right there. I can repair this back area here. I have to go with some putty to fix these little spots. I don't need much, I just need it to dry with some thickness so that I can carve it out later. Look at this little spot right here. I'm going to break that filigree off in the front. I can just feel it. Pile this on thick and just let it dry overnight. See where this lip has torn. I need to add thickness to it so that I can carve it back out later. I like this. I like this plastic wood too, because it does like remove easily. So it's like once it's dry and you go to sand it, it comes off pretty easily, which is nice. Right. Should give me enough to work with, I think. I know right now it looks like a blob of poop. Just trust me on this. I'm going to need the extra material. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to let these dry overnight. Not really mess with anything else. All right, there we go. How's the shrinkage? On this plastic wood, it doesn't shrink at all. It's really good. Yeah, that's why I use it for packing holes and stuff, because it doesn't pull away from the edges. All right, there we go. I'm gonna let this sloppy mess dry overnight, and we'll come back to this tomorrow. And I think that's going to be a good place to leave this for now, because that needs to dry, that needs to dry. This pile of mess needs to be cleaned up. Then I'll do the resin after I get all that stuff sanded down. I'll do all the resins I'll do all the resin coat all at once. And then I'll prep the saber, and then I think I'll be ready for priming and painting. Yeah, cool. What's up, Jeffro? Missed you, man. How you been? Missed the Chuck Norris jokes. Oh yeah, I did notice these little ports are not supposed to be in here. Or are they? They seem like they're pretty solid and they're symmetrical. Yeah, never mind. Those are supposed to be in there. Stop it, Bobby. This one is not, though. I need to get at it from this angle. Holy crap, I can't believe that worked. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, those are too symmetrical to be supports. What'd you think of the Mr. Freeze, Mando? Jeffro? You guys see the my last video? Yeah, I'm trying to go with my year of villains. I'm gonna try to work through a cycle. So Mr. Freeze was my DC character. I started with Thanos. He was my Marvel bad guy. Then I did like I said, DC Mr. Freeze. Now I'm gonna do Star Wars. Then I'm back to Marvel. Then I'm gonna do another DC and then Star Wars. So I've got Dr. Doom printing right now. He's my next Marvel baddie. But then I got to decide on my next DC villain, and I got so many to choose from. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a really good Clayface fighting Batman that I want to do. That thing is awesome. It's up there with the Daredevil and Kingpin diorama. I think I'm gonna have to let dioramas into my year of villain, even though they have heroes in them. It's mainly about the villain. That's how I'll frame it. That's how I'll get around my own rules. All right, guys. I think. Oh, Shredder. Yes, I've got to do a Shredder, and I've got to do a. I've got Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady. I'm gonna do those as a set. So I'll definitely work that in at some point. I've already got Doom on the printer though, so that's going to be next. I might do Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady. I might do them after that. I don't know. I got to do a Juggernaut. I need to do my next Marvel pass. I definitely got to do a Juggernaut. The next DC, I'll either do. I could do a Doomsday. I'm not a big. I don't know. I'll check that one out. I'm not a big Doomsday fan, but I mean, he is pretty significant, villain for Soup. So I don't know. I might do that. There are just too many good DC villains. I got a good Riddler to do, but I did a Batman already. I did, Mr. Freeze. So I might do I might do Apocalypse. And Apocalypse would be good. I don't know. I got choices. I'll have to figure it out. A Doomsday. I don't want my first Superman statue to be, Superman getting his butt kicked. I figure whenever I circle back around to doing heroes, Superman will probably be the first hero I do, since he was like superhero prime. I think that's what's gonna happen. So, yeah, I could do Darkseid. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I saw the Doom on horseback. I saw the Doom on horseback from Wicked. I've not seen the one from CA Studios, but how about Underdog? That's funny. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if there are there any other villains that I want to do that are outside DC, Star Wars, or Marvel? I'm gonna have to think about it. But doing a year of villains, I'm glad I chose to do this because it's fun. Otherwise, I don't think I would have done it. Plus, it's 2025. We're fucking surrounded by villains. So yeah. Anyway, yep. I will. Thanks for the plug, DL. And yeah, you guys have a good night, and I will be back on tomorrow. Take it easy. Oh yeah, Slade. Hold on, I'm about to hit stop. Oh yeah, I got a really good Deathstroke. Damn it. Damn it, DL. Yeah, I might have to do Deathstroke. He is one of my favorite villains. Um, Deathstroke and Deadshot. I gotta do them. They're kind of similar, but I'll break it up a little bit. All right, I'm logging out now. Later.